Daf Yomi, Tractate Bava Batra, page 140. 140a. It was the middle of a question from the last few lines on 139b, which will be, the Gemara asks, if there is not enough to provide for these and those until the daughters reach their majority, and now we're on 140. Shakli lehu, benos lehula, hu. Top of 140a. Ela amarav matzian lahem izonos lebenos ad sheyigru hashar lebanim. Shall the daughters take all of the estate, even if it is more than is required for their sustenance? Rather, Rava said the court appropriates sustenance for the daughters until they reach their majority, and the remainder is given to the sons. Pshita. The Gemara comments, it is obvious. Meruben v'nismatu kivar zachu bahen yorshin. It is obvious that if the estate was large enough, if the estate was large and became small, the heirs, meaning the sons, already acquired it when it was large. Kvar zachu bahen yorshin muatim v'nisrabu mai. Rishus yorshin kam mihilkach rishus yorshin shvuch odil masalki misalki yorshin mehacha. It's obvious that if the estate was large and became small, the heirs, meaning the sons, already acquired it when it was large. It remains in their possession, and they must provide for their daughters from it. The Gemara asks, if the estate was small and was therefore not inherited by the sons, and then it became large, what is the halacha? Does even a small estate remain in the possession of the heirs, while the court reserves it for the daughter's sustenance, and therefore it appreciated in the possession of the heirs, and they receive the appreciation of the estate's value? Or perhaps the heirs are totally removed from possession of a small estate, and the appreciation in value is to the benefit of the daughters receiving sustenance. Tashima, the Gemara answers, come in here a proof from a Braita. Amar Ravasi, Amar Yochanan. I'll come here a proof, as Asi says, and Rav Yochanan says, in the case of orphans, Yitomi should come in machru b'nechas muatin mashu machru machru. Rav Asi says, Rav Yochanan says, in the case of orphans who preemptively sold land from a small estate left to them by their father, before the court appropriated it for the daughter's sustenance concerning that which they sold, the sale is valid, even though they acted improperly. One can infer from this that a small estate remains in the possession of the heirs even when they are not authorized to derive benefit from it, and therefore the appreciation in its value belongs to them. Shetimai b'nechasim yamridan kevin de islim zoyne memata odilma kevin de ilo v'nasva lesla hashtanami lesla. Rabbi Yirmiyah was sitting before Rabbi Bahu and raised the following dilemma before him. What is the halacha with regard to the sustenance to which the deceased widow is entitled? Does it reduce the value of the estate when evaluating whether the estate is categorized as a large estate or a small estate? Do we say that since she has a right to receive sustenance, it reduces the value of the estate? Or perhaps we say that since if she remarries, she does not have a right to sustenance, now as well, for the purposes of determining the value of the estate, she is considered as if she does not have a right to sustenance, and therefore it does not reduce the value of the estate. Im tinseloi makivan de ilu menas pelesle hashtanami lesle basishte mahu shitmak nechasim miamrinan kevan dechi menas pelami isle umimata odilma kevan de ilu. Furthermore, if you say that since if she remarries she does not have a right to sustenance, now as well she is considered as if she does not have a right to sustenance and is not taken into account when evaluating the estate, then another dilemma can be raised. What is the halacha with regard to the sustenance one pledged to give for a certain number of years to the daughter of his wife from a previous marriage, meaning his stepdaughter, which is an obligation not affected by his death or by her marriage? Does it reduce the value of the estate? Do we say that since when she marries, she also has a right to sustenance, it reduces the value of the estate? Or perhaps we say that since if she dies, she does not have the right to sustenance, it does not reduce the value of the estate. Ve'im timtze lo imal kiva di'ilame soles lev lo mimata bal choiv mahu shima b'nechasim mi amrinan kiva dechi mayet nami isle mimayet o dilma kiva d'mechaskre guvaino guviano lo mimayet. And if you say that since if she dies, she does not have a right to sustenance, therefore it does not reduce the value of the estate, what is the halacha with regard to a debt owed to the deceased creditor? Does it reduce the value of the estate? Do we say that since when the creditor dies, he also has a right to the money owed him, and it is collected by his heirs, therefore it reduces the value of the estate? Or perhaps we say that since it has not yet been collected, it does not reduce the value of the estate. And there are those who say that Rabbi Yirmiyah raised the dilemmas in the opposite direction, meaning in reverse order. What is the halacha with regard to a debt owed to a creditor? Does it reduce the value of the estate?